I'm fairly certain all of you know this one shot by Simple.
Simple's gonna get himself. Oh! That is something special.
Most players can agree that this is one of the most atrocious shots that has ever been made. It is so disgusting. So absolutely just ugh. And of course it's made by Simple, the second best CSGO player, only behind me because I'm so much better obviously. One day I got kind of bored and decided to look at the shot in slow motion. I found a clip of it and downloaded it on my computer and then used blur to interpolate it. Now for those of you who don't know what interpolation is, it's basically just adding more frames to videos with less frames. It's kind of complicated, but that's the most basic way to explain it. Now, I don't have a very strong computer, so I was only able to interpolate to a measly 1200 FPS. I'm still able to look at it in 1/40th speed with that. So, let's take a look. Yeah, Simple Shot is so fast that the bloody software doesn't even know what to interpolate. The bloody software goes, what the hell am I supposed to do with these frames? And then I wondered, just how fast and how much did Simple flick? So I booted up CSGO, went to a site called prosettings.net, which allows you to see all the pro players' settings and all their configs and stuff like that. Then I grabbed Simple's sensitivity and set my sensitivity to match his. Then I got into the spot where Simple shot from and flicked my mouse. Then I measured the distance between my flicks, and then also deducted some distance because the sensor doesn't actually move as much as the mouse because, well, the mouse takes up space. And I got approximately 7 centimeters. So, Simple flicked 7 centimeters over here. Video done. No, just kidding. Of course, this is a pretty easy way to measure how much somebody flicked, but it's not very accurate, isn't it? So, I decided to do something else. I decided to grab a picture of this from the sky and calculate how much degrees Simple flicked. Now, after I was able to calculate the actual amount of degrees in Simple's flick, I could use this simple formula to actually accurately predict how much centimeters Simple moved his mouse. And for those of you who don't understand this formula, I'm sorry your education failed you. Now, after I made this image, I grabbed a protractor, pinned it to my screen, and calculated the amount of degrees. Except there was a problem because my protractor's broken. Like, it literally says that in between 10 and 170 degrees, there's, you know, 160 degrees. But for some reason, it's a full 180. What? I could only make estimates, so I estimated the angle to be between 25 and 35 degrees. But after using this, I realized there was an issue. The formula was giving me incorrect readings. For a while, I thought, how was I wrong? Did I enter the formula wrong? And then I realized Simple was zoomed. Basically, CSGO operates on your FOV and basically calculates the sensitivity off of it, yada 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 yada. All this formula needs is a times 2.25, and then it actually accurately represents how much you would flick in a scope. And with that, I was able to estimate that the number of centimeters in Simple flick was between 5.2546875 and 7.3565625 centimeters. And that's the video done. No, just kidding. I didn't go all this length to get an estimation. I went all this length to get the actual number. So, how will I actually accurately get the number of degrees in Simple's flick if I don't have a good protractor? Well, modern problems require a modern solution. I went on Google and got a picture of a protractor and then pinned it to the freaking image and then just got it from there. I know, I'm genius. And then I got the actual number of degrees, which is 30.5. And finally, with all that information, I was able to accurately estimate that Simple flicked 6.4107185 degrees. I meant centimeters. But wait, that's not it. Did you know that 400 dpi on your mouse is not 400 dpi on my mouse? If you set your mouse to 400 dpi, you might actually be surprised to find out that your mouse is probably not on 400 dpi. It might be slightly lower, slightly higher, and in some cases, just extremely off the charts. Now, I was able to find certain graphs with DPI deviation, but the issue here is the fact that, well, different copies might have different DPI deviation. That happens as well. Now, after a little bit of digging, I managed to find this graph, which probably isn't the most accurate, but I've also looked at some Reddit posts which said that, well, this is accurate. So I don't know really. We're just gonna use this graph because I seriously could not care less. So what I did was I went to a mouse sensitivity converter, input that DPI, found the actual centimeters per 360, copied that over, and inputted it into my formula, which finally landed me with this magic number. Subscribe.